I will make a statement, read out a statement for you. As regard to the 70 youth which were detained and which were misled by some leaders for their personal and political gains, 30 out of them have already been released. We will ensure that youngsters are not put to any hardship and no misguided innocent person is implicated. The rest 40 are in judicial custody and shall be released based on court orders. However, we are confident that investigation would definitely establish that certain leaders worked in a negative and destructive manner and played with the future of Ladakh. Government has been actively engaged with the Ladakh leaders for talks. It was also agreed that even before the formal meeting of the HPC, which was scheduled for 6th October, there would be meetings on 25th and 26th September 2025. And the leaders were getting ready for visiting Delhi for the meeting with the government. It's well known that the Government of India has been actively engaged with the apex body Leh and Kargil Democratic Alliance. Series of meetings have been held with them through formal channel of the High Powered Committee as well as the subcommittee, besides multiple informal meetings. And so far we have had very fruitful meetings and outcomes. The process of dialogue through this mechanism has yielded significant results by increasing reservations for the Ladakh scheduled tribe from 45% to 85%, which includes 4% LAC reservation, who are also totally STs, and 1% for the SCs. We have also ensured that the unfilled 10% EWS quota posts also go to the general candidates who would be STs only in the same recruitment exercise by amending rules. We have provided one third women reservation in the LHDCs, and the Government of India has declared Bhoti and Purgi as the official languages for the UT of Ladakh. The domicile issue was the main issue. After issuing the domicile rules and after increasing the reservation quota to 85%, the recruitment exercise for filling 1385 non-gazetted posts through the district recruitment boards and the newly constituted and established Ladakh Subordinate Services Staff Selection Board has begun. Before this also, 3,179 non-gazetted posts have already been filled in the last 3 years based on LRC certificate. The much awaited recruitment to the gazetted posts has also been initiated now by the UPSC, and 224 posts, 125 posts of medical officers, 67 posts of lecturers and 32 posts of accounts officers have been notified for recruitment. The recruitment to the remaining 156 gazetted posts which are vacant shall be put to advertisement in the next recruitment year by the UPSC. The other issues were being addressed through dialogue with the HPC in a positive way. However, agitated with the prospects of positive talks with the government, which would lead to resolution of most of their demands, certain sections worked in a negative manner and sabotaged the process purely for personal and political gains at the cost of interests of Ladakh. with a premeditated approach, certain sections worked to derail the process, continued the hunger strike despite the scheduled talks, and misled the people, thereby creating a law and order situation on 24th September and subsequent unfortunate development of loss of 4 precious lives. The investigating agencies have proofs for the same, which should come out clearly during the investigation. We are confident that all the details of firing would also come out clearly during the investigation. We must allow the investigation to proceed smoothly. The entire episode could have been avoided if some leaders could have risen above personal and political ambitions by calling off the hunger strike timely when the dates of 25th and 26th September for resuming the dialogue with the government on their agenda had already been announced. The government has always expressed its desire to have open and constructive dialogue and never avoided any meetings. The government stands committed to meet the aspirations of the people of Ladakh and would be keen to start the dialogue process soon. The land, resources, jobs, and livelihood of Ladakhis would remain protected. Government would continue to work with the people of Ladakh to protect the ecosystem as well as its cultural identity. As regards to the increase in Lok Sabha seats, the same was discussed during the HPC and it was observed that it would be taken up at the time of delimitation. Our policies are not just guided by population. Even with small population, Ladakh would remain government's priority. Regarding the issue of solar park, industrialization, environment degradation, it is reiterated that we are moving on firm path of developing a carbon neutral Ladakh. Nothing will happen without consultation and consent of the local community. There has been no mining activities in Ladakh at all. There is no commercial exploitation of resources at all. Politically motivated organizations should not mislead the people. There is absolutely no sign of demographic changes or cultural homogenization. By using the words demographic flooding and cultural genocides, the organizations are misleading the people and creating a smokescreen. As stated earlier, more than 3,000 Group B and C posts have been filled in the last 3 years. Gazetted posts recruitment matter was stuck, as you all know, due to prolonged negotiation with ABEL and KDA on the issue of reservations and the domicile rules, which we resolved in May 2025, giving best of the protection available in the country to Ladakh. And we have, as I mentioned, we have already advertised 242 gazetted posts. On land, all powers continue to rest with the respective LHDCs, and we have already commenced to make land laws more people friendly. No powers of LHDCs have been taken away. On the contrary, capex budget of every LHDC has increased. It has increased from mere 150 crore to before UT to 750 crore approximately, which is 5 times hike in the capex allocation. LHDC budget capex, it formed 30% of the total capex budget spent by the UT Ladakh in the year 2024-25, and it is not 10% of the total budget as is being wrongly projected by some elements. And about 2,410 crore out of the total budget, original budget of 5,958 crores, was spent on salaries of the employees of Ladakh, which are mostly under the administrative control of the LHDCs. Let us not undermine the outcomes of the HPC meetings. We got best of the production for employment, 1/3 reservation for women in LHDCs, and protection of our languages. The people of Ladakh are known in the country for their peace-loving nature, their fierce patriotism, and for their overall contribution to nation building and in securing its frontiers. The government has always expressed its desire to have open and constructive dialogue and has never avoided any meetings. The government stands committed to address the aspiration of the people of Ladakh, especially of the younger generation, and would be keen to start the dialogue process soon. Jai Hind.